Hey guys, I'm just Jershin. Welcome back to another Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus daily. Apologies, this one's probably going up a little bit later. It's been a long time without you, my friend. What? It's Isaac! Is it a special daily? Dude, Samson, Judas, Isaac. We've had 3 tremendous dailies back to back to back. Is it truly Isaac? Or is it a special daily? It's a freaking... It's a special daily, but we still get the D6, so I don't care. Except it means we might not get item rooms, which is a little sad, but we get the Miter, which is gonna mean a bunch of Spirit Hearts, and we start with Lump of Coal. I'm guessing, is today the, no, that's Ash Wednesday, and it's a Saturday. I don't know what it is. That was the first thought that came to my mind. Clearly that is not it, but that's okay. We will still see what there is to do here nonetheless. Look, it's an Isaac daily. That's tremendous. Where are we going to? We are going to Satan. Interesting. I don't know what the holiday of significance is, but it's clearly something. So if we're going to Satan, and we're on easy mode, by the way, which is dope, and we have item rooms, which is dope. Shielded Tears, interesting. I don't love Shielded Tears, typically, unless I also have Piercing Shots. Piercing Shots plus Shielded Tears, a great combination. Regular Shielded Tears with a low rate of fire is, well, a near death sentence, so I don't love that. We want to play decently quickly, though. I'm using bombs here maybe a little unwisely. I wanted to find the secret room, yes. I do like Infamy, though, so I'll take that. And now we're looking rather spooky. We want to make the Hush Fight. Hush Fight going to the Void, assuming you're strong enough that you're not taking a ton of damage on that floor, is typically going to be your best option there. I also now immensely regret using... Am I just not going to take Shielded Tears? I guess not. Oh, there's a floor down there I didn't even notice because I've got my microphone in the way. I will be interested to see... I mean, I appreciate that. Now we don't really need the Tinted Rock. Hopefully I don't regret wasting those bombs, though. Who knows? Small Rock could have been in there with a sweet old damage up for us. It's also possible that we could have re-rolled whatever item we get from this room and gotten Magic Mush or something. Sometimes you run that risk with Isaac, but it's okay. I like learning knowledge. I like learning anyway, so it's good. We're gonna have a weird situation here where we're not exactly gonna want to we're going to be holding our battery charge probably for most of the next floor, because you really want that reroll on a Deal with the Devil. That's where you're going to get some items that can... A first floor Deal with the Devil? What? 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 May I repeat? What? A first floor Deal with the Devil. Now that's a strange one, Mr. Grinch. I truly regret that we're not going to be able to... It looks like it's staying open, so believe me, I wish I had a battery charge to get in there. We could go visit the shop and hope for a 3-cent one. I actually think it's worth it. I know we're wasting time, and I just said we need to make Hush Fight, but, come on. Fires. Fires! Fires! Okay, there is a 5-cent battery charge. I don't see a way we make it work, because I used all of my bombs. We could have bombed the pots. Maybe made something happen there. A little bit of a shame. Who knows what we could have re-rolled, Sister Maggie into. This is a weird one. This is an odd daily for sure. I don't know what the speciality is, but a first floor Deal with the Devil, you're not going to see me turning my nose up to too often, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, apologies. A little bit of a later daily today. It is Saturday, but your boy has been working all day. I've talked about it a million times, so allow me to say the exact same anecdote for the 50th time. For those who don't know, I work at a video game company in St. Louis, and we have a game coming out. Well, It's supposed to come out this month, but it's now coming out, I mean, like, no, I don't want that. I mean, like, theoretically, is coming out in February of next year, but we'll see. We're running our first beta test today, which is a little terrifying, to be honest with you. You know, they say you only get to, first impressions matter, and you only get to make one of them, which is why it's sometimes a little frightening. Especially, you know, in the idea of a beta. The world of video games has changed, I feel like, so much in the last. That battery charge is dope. That battery charge is dope. I love the tears up from number 1. Even though it's a severe range down, and I know that's really gonna hurt us, especially with lump of coal. I know that hurts us. I love the tears up from 1-up so much. From number 1, I love the tears up from number 1 so much that there's a few times where you won't see me take this item. Because you can usually manage, unfortunately now we get Dolly there, which I don't think really does anything for us. And we already have Lump of Coal, so what are you gonna give me? I mean, I guess guaranteed Krampus's head? I guess you're just guaranteed to give me Krampus's head, which we will turn into Gimpy, which I will not take. But I will come grab this battery charge so that I can re-roll it a second time and see what goodies we can get from it there. It's not a great item either, and okay, so the first floor Deal with the Devil threw me off to a point where I was convinced that Deal with the Devils were just permanent. They just stayed open, 100% guaranteed no matter what. Clearly not the case. I have been deceived, and that's a shame. I'll take Dolly for the range, I guess, if nothing else. Obviously, the tears up doesn't do anything for us, and I would say we have, to this point, really squandered our D6 usage thus far. It could be vastly improved. We'll work to do that in these coming floors. What do you got for me? Yeah, I mean, look, I dislike this item. I think number 2 is very bad. That was not smart. I did it just so I could do this. Give me access to this room. That's probably not a great reason. So number 1 is the longer you hold down the fire button. Thank you, Infamy. The longer you hold down the fire button, if you hold it for like 3 to 4 to 5 seconds or however long it is, I don't remember precisely, you'll hear a little toot and your boy will drop a bomb. Now, you gotta be pretty adamant when you're listening to the game to make sure you don't accidentally just, you know, stand there and take silly damage. Logistically, though, I will say it's a good item because it is quite literally infinite bombs. It is literally infinite bombs, and this room has been showing up just an absurd amount. I would like it to stop. If it never showed up again, it would be too soon. I mean, the prospect of having infinite bombs is a really good thing. It takes time, but it's essentially guaranteed secret rooms on every floor. It's guaranteed access to tinted rocks. It's just good offensively, especially with butt bombs. You get to, you know, daze and confuse your enemies. It's good. I won't, it is causing me to take some silly damage, I will say. It's good. You're not gonna catch me arguing that it's not good. It does present some opportunities, as you saw there, to interfere with your general dodging mechanics. So what happened there was, I saw them shooting, I went to go dodge, but then I realized at the very last second that I had placed a bomb on the ground, or I had tutored a bomb out, and that I couldn't stand over there anymore. And that if I did stand over there, I was gonna take some unnecessary damage. So I had to dodge in a weird way that caused me to just straight up take damage. I'm gonna reroll that. I don't think that breaks the tier cap. Normally I would take a cube of meat. I think it's pretty good, but our DPS is already in a place that I'm not worried about having my life saved by a cube of meat or any orbital for that matter. I'm an independent man who don't need no orbital. Anyway, we're running our first beta test today, which is a little terrifying. It's the first time, you know, real gamers are getting a chance to take a look at what we've been working on. And as I said, first impressions are quite important. You You don't get infinity of them, so you want your first one to be very good, and if it's not, well, then you've got some concerns. This is not a good use of time. This is not a good use of time. This is not a great use of time. But I'm choosing to do it nonetheless because due diligence tells me that I have to. I will take the 3-cent battery charge. I gotta get Humbling Bundle. I don't know how. Maybe a sweet secret room. What? Not there. There we go. I don't know how, but I gotta get Humbling Bundle. Ace of Hearts. Even if I turn all of these things into pennies with Ace of Diamonds, it's not gonna do anything for me. Okay. It's a shame. We'll get one more penny. How can I get Humbling Bundle? How can I get Humbling Bundle? How can I get Humbling Bundle? I could step on the sacrifice room a bunch of times. That might be kind of dumb. In fact, it's probably quite dumb. This is not smart. From both a damage we're gonna take perspective. This is silly. Hoping for 3 cents. Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, good stuff. So, I'm gonna grab Humbling Bundle because I think it's a tremendous item for dailies. Having double consumables for your entire run is really good. We're gonna need to speed things up just a tiny bit going forward. To make up for some of this lost time. Not really, we're at 10 minutes and our DPS is good enough that I'm actually not the most concerned about our future here on planet Earth, so maybe we're fine. Anyway, we're halfway through this this beta right now. I took a quick little break to record this because otherwise I'm gonna be doing stuff till about 9 p.m. So I don't want another weird ASMR daily. It's if we can bypass that, I think that's a good thing. Look, these rooms, the arcades, really, really good typically. If you can get some good stuff to pay out. I'm typically a pretty big fan of them. Interesting. Interesting. Again, is it a good use of time here? That was not a good use of picking up hearts, by the way. Is it a good use of time here? No, but it gives us a lot of money. And it'll also give us a reroll target if we can happen to make it work. Okay, I think that's where I have to call it, though. Unfortunately, that's going to be the end. We can't see on this particular floor, so we want to be a little careful. Want to be a little careful with those butt bombs as well. I'm trying to blow up these mushrooms where I can, like where it's easy to. You never know when a hidden magic mushroom might just take your run to the next level. So I'm always looking for that particular opportunity. This is a room you can make up a little bit of time on, even though it's dangerous. Let's go. And just continue exploring here. Just continue exploring here. It's not dire enough straits yet that I think we need to enact, you know, item room, shop, boss room only protocols. I don't think we're quite there yet. I could see us getting there. I could see us getting there, and I don't want to get there if I don't have to, so I'm doing my bestest and forgetting the restest. What you got in here? Another great item, to be honest with you. And again, I think it just pays to do your due diligence here. Mama Mega's interesting again because we can obviously make it to boss rush, which is great. I think I do want to buy battery. As Isaac, being able to stack up 2 charges back to back is pretty sick. But I think battery gives you a full battery charge, so I'd rather get this done first so that we can decide what we want to reroll. We obviously have a room in the item room that we can reroll, should we choose to. And I may very well choose to, Mr. Grinch. That's an unfortunate fart. Don't trust it. Okay, deal with the devil has been obtained. I do not want old bandage. I do want this, and now I wish I would have taken Shielded Tears earlier. I'll re-roll that. I'll take it. Okay. Now you go back. Now you're in Spirit Heart Only Town, USA, which is a little concerning, but it's okay. Now you take this. Does it give you a... It doesn't give you a battery charge, which is interesting. I definitely thought that it did. You definitely take Sack of Sacks for 7 cents. That's going to be giving us battery charges out the dang wazoo, and that's probably where you call it. All right, so we're not going to explore the rest of the floor. I don't really like Skippy Tears. I don't really like Skippy Tears. It may be a little silly to call this floor here. Was there a battery charge in the shop? Was there a battery charge in the shop? There was. You know what? I'll at least do my due diligence. I don't want old bandage, so we can at least do this. It took an extra 15 seconds or something like that. Yeah, I'd rather have the damage. Okay. Just make sure we're going speedy enough here. Got 2 more floors to do in about 6 minutes. Very doable, especially with the current run we got going on here. I will say I do immensely regret taking butt bombs. Because we're so strong that we didn't need to. If anything, it serves to hurt us from this point forward. And now that we got Humbling Bundle, and I get it, at the time we didn't have any bombs. Now I can't push my bombs either because I have piercing shots, but I know at the time... Baby Bendy. I know at the time it may or may not have seemed like the right strategy because we had no bombs. Now with Humbling Bundle and all the other greatness we got going on, clearly it's just unnecessary at this point, but we'll survive is the thing. We'll survive. I am glad we managed to pick up the extra battery so we can hold 2 charges. It makes it nice on floors like this where we're taking the wrong path quite a few times. We're able to find our item room quickly. We'll be able to hold up 2 charges. Also great for things like a deal with the devil. Actually, let's go this way first. Also great for things like a deal with the devil, where you can only bring in typically 1 charge anyway, and then you kind of just have to cross your fingers and hope the room stays open. Now we don't gotta hope no more, which is good. This was the wrong path. Also just an astounding amount of pills. I'll give him a go. Pretty fly. I gulped something. I don't know what I gulped there, but I don't think I like that I gulped it. I do like that we have all these pretty flies now. That's really good. All right, so we're not coming back to shop. That's good, though. We don't want to. What do we want to do? We want to take the stars card with us. I think you save that for the next floor, so that you can make your way through that floor a little bit more quickly. We have an interesting room. We have an interesting room in that we could do this if we want to, and I do think we do. Again, we have 3 minutes on this floor, so we still have a full minute before we gotta... I don't know why I ran into that. I don't think historians will have a great answer for that either. Do you just stars card out? You're just wasting charges at this point. You're just wasting charges at this point. No! Okay. That's one of the reasons, the main reasons I don't take pills, by the way, is you never know when you're gonna get telepills, I am error roomed, and then miss out on your item room and boss fight and potential deal with the devil. Just a bad combination of things, in my personal opinion. Anyway, yeah, beta tests are weird because I feel like his games have a... Whoa, this is an odd one, Mr. Grinch. No. No. I took it on a previous daily, which means I am now absolved from taking it on all future dailies. That's how that works, in case you were wondering. Games are weird in that you used to be able to drop a game and call it something in early access, and you know, if people spawned into your game and went flying through the sky 10,000 yards up to the moon unintendedly, they'd go, ah, you know, it's an early access, I get it. You know, you can't expect it to be perfect every single time. Whereas now I feel like the bar, I would like to reroll Dr. Fetus, but we don't have time. We got to make boss rush. I feel like the bar has increased now to a point. I mean, think about this. Fortnite only removed the early access tag like 3 or 4 months ago. Fortnite, maybe the #1 grossing game of all freaking time. Okay, Tetris exists, but you know, in the modern era, one of the most successful. Whether or not you like the game from a gameplay perspective is one thing, but from a monetary and CCU standpoint, one of the most successful games of all dang time. They only removed the early access tag as recently as like June, which is crazy. I do want to do this because we can maybe get a second syringe item. We have one already. I'd like to try to make Spun happen. Yeah, that'll do it. Speed up is awesome as well. Got 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes here to try and make some cool stuff happen. The question is, I mean, I'd like to visit shop theoretically. I guess arcade too. The question really comes down to, this is not the shop. Those things shoot. Oh, whoa, whoa, brain break. No. You know what? I think you just, here's the thing. I'd like to reroll Satanic Bible. I don't want to spend too much time here because we've gotten some scary situations in the past. Yeah, that's amazing. So we'll take that. Actually did almost nothing for us, but you know, to each their own. I'd like to visit this. Okay. Again, in an ideal world, don't have much time here. Don't have much time. Gotta stop cutting it so close. You're also not exactly the strongest boy of all time. Quick charge is pretty great. All right, I'm out. I thought that gave you a full charge too. My brain just doesn't work with this game anymore, and I don't have time for that. Okay. Make sure you make boss rush. Silly, if I was gonna take that damage, I should have at least grabbed the keys and stuff. We didn't, it's okay. It's blue, Mom. That's obnoxious. Come on. Please. Great stuff. We did get a deal with the devil. Gotta go quick, gotta go quick, gotta go quick. That's amazing. Ma'am, you can't do this to me. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I was gonna be mad if that lady prevented me from getting in here. She did not. These items are trash, so we don't want them. These items also not great, to be honest with you. I wish we had a way to get another charge, but I think we'll just take Epiphoria. It's probably the best of the bunch. As long as we continue firing in one direction, we'll get a very high tier stat eventually, so for boss rush purposes, I guess we could like just, you know, theoretically stand here, and with a 2 tier stat, we should melt most of what appears on our screen, so. Whoa, except you do sometimes run into that situation, which is not my favorite. Can be a little scary. Sometimes just holding this one button, it's gonna limit our dodging capabilities a bit, so be aware of that, but with the piercing shots, with Eye of Belial, it's a pretty good combination. Because you'd anticipate always getting an enemy to spawn on the left side of the screen there, so that you can get a nice good bonus, which is good. We want this to go by rather quickly. Please, Abaddon. I appreciate the damage up, but not the fear shot so much. Fear shot, kind of yucky. We want to make Hush. We want to make Hush because we want to make Void. I'm comfortable enough with this build to say, yeah, we can definitely make, we're gonna get a decent number of battery charges from this, BT dubs. That's a problem, yeah, we're gonna need to switch up our firing angle there, which is gonna, again, slow our tier rate down, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. It'll go back up again, don't worry. If an enemy gets in behind you, to some degree, you just gotta accept that it's over. Okay. Keep providing me with battery charges. I appreciate them more than you could ever imagine. I don't know what enemy's on the right side of the screen. I feel like it's gonna... Nope, not a mean underground boy. I was expecting it to be a mean underground boy. Okay, so clearly a very good run. Boss rush is going to be done in T-minus 2 seconds. Anyway, the standard for an early access game, or even, you know, we're calling it a beta because we're not quite ready to call it early access. The standards have gone up quite a decent amount. You can't just throw some unpolished garbage up there anymore. The modern gamer, in its wild habitat, is almost expecting not perfection. Some are. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. No, 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 although it could be funny. No. Okay. I mean, there's no reason not to take Lazarus's rags. If the run truly goes off the rails so much to a point where we need Lazarus's rags to save us, then we are truly failed. So hopefully that just doesn't happen. We'll see what we can do, though. But I do think the standards are higher now for an early access game and for what people are expecting to see in an early access game. Because games in general are just getting... This is true about everything in the world, and I kind of hate this. Maybe this is like cocky or... I don't know what's a better word, maybe. Dumb to say. Sometimes I look back at, like, take like inventors, for example. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I wish I was freaking born in like the 19... Let's go with like the 1800s. In the 1800s, you could be like... you could look around and be like, you know, I'm kind of tired of pooping in a little hole out back. What if we created a special hole that's just for farts? No, that's just for doing that in. And then it takes it out of the house. Oh, congratulations, you've invented the freaking toilet. Here's $10 million into perpetuity, your grandchildren. And, you know, kudos to the man who invented the toilet. That's great stuff. Now in 2020, any of the 2000s, really, you want to be an inventor? Yeah, see if you can maybe, you know, pretty simple stuff here. If you're looking for the next big, if you're looking for the next big step in technology, just do something simple like, this dude makes me want to die, by the way. Just see if you can maybe like invent an artificial intelligence that can like, you know, teach cars how to drive by themselves, you know, teach students in classes over human beings, you know, just simple stuff like a robot with human emotions. Yeah, like just work on that stuff. Easy peasy. Not simple stuff like, yo, what if we took these pieces of bread and what if we set them out for a long time and you put them on your salads? Congratulations, inventor of the crouton. $10 million probably. I don't know how much the dude who invented croutons got paid, but probably a decent amount for an idea that, not trying to be rude, probably just happened one day. I look at a lot of stuff like that. And games, or even like, you ever go back, I'm in marketing. I got a degree in marketing. Big rips in chat. Sometimes I'll go back and watch a show like Mad Men that's about like marketing in like the 50s. And, you know, Kellogg's will come to you and they'll be like, all right, we're trying to market this new brand of cereal. What are your ideas? Do you have any ideas for us? And Don Draper will sit there and go, let me think about that. How about Bran Flakes? It tastes good. Oh my, that's a slow, oh wow, a marketing genius. Sometimes it's as simple as coming up with a dang slogan. And if you come up with a good slogan, that's half the dang battle. I love Little Brim, but I'm going a little harder. Shouldn't have gone a little harder. Should have taken Little Brim, that's okay. Now if Kellogg's comes to you and it's like, all right, we're looking for a marketing campaign for Bran Flakes, you're like, all right, so here's the thing. Here's going to be our PR campaign. We're going to reach out to these companies. We're going to reach out to these Twitch streamers. We're going to have these Twitch streamers. We're going to get sponsorships on this show, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then we're going to do, don't forget, we're going to do some paid social campaigns on Facebook. I think we're going to want to swap out this creative about 3 times a day just to make sure it stays fresh. So here's some simple concepts I have. Here's where we're going to go into perpetuity. Back in the day, if you came up with a killer slogan, congrats. You were a marketing whiz. Now we don't even use those anymore. Or if you ever go back and watch, like, you ever seen like commercials? from like the 80s or like old news programs, and you look at the graphics on the screen, these like horrible lower thirds that come up with this like bright neon green Comic Sans text at the bottom saying the name of the Twitch streamer or whatever it is. Well, not Twitch streamer, but you know, the news anchor. It's stuff that I, who have taken one Photoshop class in my entire life, could easily make. I hate to say it, but I've probably made nicer looking things for like my Pokemon Let's Plays, and I know nothing about graphic design. If you tried to do something like that today, you would A, literally be laughed out of the office you were working in. What I'm trying to say is, in just about everything, the bar for success just continues to increase over time. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, I like living in this lap of luxury and all the great modern amenities we have. Sometimes I'm like, dude, I kind of wish I was born in the freaking 1920s, dude. I might be rich. Might be. No guarantees, but I might actually be a trillionaire if I was born back then. Well, here's the thing. Our house keeps flooding, so I was thinking, what if we dug a hole for the water to go into? Oh, you've invented a drainage system. Congratulations. $1 trillion. I don't know. Sometimes the charms of that modern life are the sub-modern life. I feel like I would have thrived way back in the day. I feel like I'm of a large enough intelligence level. Again, it's not to be braggadocious, and I hope it's not coming off that way. I feel like I've got enough problem solving and reasoning skills that if you chuck me again back in the 1800s, I would be thriving. But up against the Steve Jobses of the world in the modern age, your boy can't compete. You can't do it. Not a chance. Yeah, that's a jerk move right there. I don't appreciate that. We're trying to hold on to as much HP as humanely possible because we're going down to the Hush fight on the next floor, and that can be rather scurry. I'm also trying to decide if I want to use these battery charges on this floor to reroll some of the items we've seen, like Crack the Sky, or if you wait till the next floor. I think you wait till the next floor, because you've got double item rooms. I think you also just wait and see if you can get a deal with the devil here, because if you can get a deal with the devil, you reroll the deal with the devil. 9 times out of 90. Wait. 9 times out of 8. Infinity number of times, essentially. The limit does not exist. You always reroll the deal with the devil. That's how you become Guppy. That's where you get Brimstone. That's where you get Death's Touch. That's where you get the Yummalicious. I was not gifted one, unfortunately, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hedge my bet. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny hedging of these bets. Small bet hedging. I'm going to run back up to one of these items that I had up here. I'm going to reroll it 1 time. Just kidding. Let's freaking go! I like Cricket's body a lot. Is it that great? Debatable. Hopefully we get some slamming items on Hush, because obviously I wasted that there. All right, I thought the Hush door had closed. I almost cried. We are good. Let us continue. Let's open these. I was gonna say, watch them give me like 6 items to reroll out here, in which case I would have cried even farther. Thankfully they did not. Let's just get some great items. Yeah, not so much there, but maybe in the other one. Yeah, there it is. Ooh, that's kind of tough. You're gonna think I'm nuts. I think you take the syringe. It's our 3rd syringe item. It's a damage up from the form of Spun. Death's Touch is a Tears Down. We already have piercing shots with Maw of the Void. I think you finish the syringe triumvirate. This might be the wrong decision. I think Death's Touch is like a 1.5 times damage up. Yeah. It's a little up for debate what the right choice there would have been. I mean, probably not totally up for debate. There probably is a statistically correct choice on what should have been done there, and that's okay. That's not it, Chief. That's not it. We don't want that pill. Health up is actually quite bad for us. It's not bad as long as we don't pick up any, don't blow me up. Yo, we should be able to get to a 1 tier step, by the way. Cricket's body may actually do nothing for us, I'm now realizing. Because the bullets are never going to get to a place where they actually start to break up. Break up? I've been saying the word break strangely lately, and I don't know why. Putting a little too much lip on it. How do I get less lip on it? I don't know. We'll work on that. Now, we are at a 2 tier stat as long as we continue firing this way. I will say I'm not quite killing it as much as I thought I might be killing it. Like, Hush is handling this pretty well. Probably because a lot of our power comes from our Eye of Belial tiers after the fact, but I don't know if he's getting hit by those. I don't think he is. I think he's only getting hit by the initial shots, which means we lose most of that benefit, which is what I would describe as sad. Now, there we go. That's gonna help. See, we melt those guys. We have a build that's room full of many enemies, melted. One singular very tough enemy, we're not exactly killing. Here's the thing, we're gonna win this. I wouldn't be too concerned by that. The question then, dude, we've been getting pretty lucky these last couple runs with getting sacrifice rooms on Shoal. So the question, I guess, is the question, I suppose, is, do you go down to Shoal? That's a problem. That's a problem, but I didn't have to pay for it. The question is, do you go down to Shoal and hope you get a sacrifice room that can take you to the dark room? Because I actually do think that gets you more points than going to the void. Maybe, I don't know. It's a toughie. I don't know how I feel about it. Void's been working for us though, so at least for the short term here. I don't know how I'm not taking hits, but I'm happy with it. I think pretty flies are working overtime. At least for the short term, until I do some more research on the particular matter, I'm gonna go with my anecdotal evidence, which may very well be incorrect. Pretty flies literally just working overtime, by the way. Just working so well there. Gotta say, I appreciate that. Skirt? Okay, don't appreciate you. Don't appreciate that too much. It's okay though. Our number 2 resets whenever we take damage. I'm gonna stick with what I know works, which is going down to the void, even though Shoal might be the right play. I'm gonna stick with what I know has been getting us really, really good scores here. We're gonna do the void instead, even though it's not my favorite floor. And we are strong enough that I don't foresee too much of an issue with some great runs, by the way. Let me, before this one ends, let me just say a massive thank you to the Isaac Gods, who have been gifting us some really fun runs lately. I mean, to be honest, I think a large portion of it is they've been gifting us some really fun characters lately. And the really, really fun characters are certainly paying their dividends. So I appreciate that. But even so, just because you give me an Isaac run, well, an Isaac run is a pretty much guaranteed fun run with the D6. Just because you've been giving me Samson runs and Judas runs, it's an easier starting point. There's less heck right off the bat. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good run. A lot of it still comes down to what items you get over the course of it. So beyond just giving us fun characters to start with, they've also been giving us good runs ex post facto as well. They've been living up to that initial hype like LeBron James, so I appreciate that. I don't know anything about basketball, but I know enough to know that I just offended many people. Look, Michael Jordan, is he better? I don't know. I've maybe never watched a basketball game in my entire life, so I'm not here to tell you that one is better over the other. I just pulled the first basketball player in my entire life that I could think of, and I thought about, I'm basing all of the knowledge essentially on a Dave Chappelle comedy sketch. It actually wasn't well, it technically was supposed to be a comedy show, but it ended up being the 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Extremely awesome. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you do. It ended up being that special, and in it he mentions that LeBron James was put on the cover of dude, Emperor card is technically a teleportation card. The only downside, I think you still got to be safe here, unfortunately, and explore all the rooms, because you could theoretically get teleported to the exact same boss fight twice. The chances are slim, but they exist, so you got to be careful. Anyway, apparently LeBron James was put on like Sports Illustrated magazine at age 17 because they knew he was going to be fantastic, and he still managed to exceed expectations, or at least that's what it says in the special. Again, don't be mad at me, be mad at Dave Chappelle for planting that thought in my brain. So that's why I chose that particular character. Like, it doesn't matter that much because, again, I don't consume a lot of basketball content. The only downside about doing this strategy of not visiting the boss fights just because we're worried, even though it's better from a due diligence perspective, it's a better hedging of our bets to make sure that we get to save the Delirium fight for the very end. While it's better from that perspective, it's worse from a fun perspective because we're just sitting on this all these battery charges that we could be re-rolling potential boss items with, and on the void, boss items they're pulled from any pool, so we're just missing some fun potential rerolls, unless like this pays out with like Cricket's Head or something. Like if we get some sort of pedestal item out here on the main floors to reroll, we can start using them, but until then we're just missing out on reroll opportunities. But then I ask, does it matter at this point? We're already so powerful, does it even matter? Probably not. Let's take a chance. Take a chance on me. Give me an email. Let me know I hate you. Number 2. You made me take damage and I don't appreciate it. Even a little bit. That was a very rude thing you did. By the way, if we had shielded tiers on this run, which I will be interested to see if any of the other boys took, since it was the first item room, we would literally be unhittable. And again, probably shouldn't have taken number 2, but you know, hindsight's 2020. Hindsight is in fact 2020. It's still a great run. We're nitpicking at this point if we're upset with anything. Reroll. Why just boss items? I thought they could be any items. I was told I could be anything I wanted to be. Why am I not? I mean, Goat Head doesn't do anything for us at this point. Maybe the type of item it is actually based on, like in that first boss fight, all of the items are going to be pulling from the boss item pool. That one we got Goat Head, so maybe it's pulling from the red chest pool, or from the Deal with the Devil pool, or from XYZ item pool. I don't know if I've ever paid enough attention to, I don't know if I've re-rolled them enough in my life to tell a difference like that, but maybe they actually pull from different pools. Interesting at the very least. Something cool to shelf away for later. Lucky Rock is literally just so much money. Now here's the thing. The right thing to do now is to use our bombs and or number 2. These are all points. And we've got nothing but rooms. From a min-max perspective, we should be blowing up every single rock we can find, turning it into a ridiculous amount of money, which again, it's minimal points, but I suppose it is still points. It's small amounts of points, but it is still points nonetheless. Do you end up making score back over time for doing it? Maybe. That's a level of min-max. I do a lot of min-maxing. For those who have watched these know. That's a level of min-maxing. Now in this room where there's just, you know, 10,000 rocks. 10,000 rocks in the air. When you got this many rocks, I don't see a reason not to do it. Literally just so many rocks. Yeah, and we are going up, so it probably is worth it. To be perfectly honest with you, it probably is worth it. So it's a little bit of a ridiculous amount of min-maxing, but it's the way I'm choosing to live my life currently, so let's continue with it, picking up every dang individual penny. I mean, we may be like, again, it's a pretty minute amount of min-maxing. Does that break the tears cap? I think it does. It does. It does, in fact, break the tears cap. We're now at a 3 tiers stat, which, again, at this point, matters for essentially nothing, but still. All right, now, let's go finish the dang run. There are literally no things to do over here. That's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame. Where's our nearest boss fight? A little bit roundabout, but that's okay. If we find a room with a ton of rocks, this is... If we find a room with a ton of rocks, maybe I'll spend the time to do this again. We're making maybe like 15 points off of doing it, which in the grand scheme of things might not matter for just about anything, especially with how long it's taken us to get from room to room. Might end up mattering literally 0. I think I did not already do these bosses. Okay. We'll do this one first. Is Mask of Infamy. 3 tier stat. You don't see that very often naturally. It's one thing to get it through like Epiphoria. It's another to get it completely naturally. Allergist Root doesn't really do anything for us. Also, not smart to be rerolling these items when they're clearly from the boss pool. Here is Forsaken. This is going to be a real good score. It's a great item, but there's no reason to pick it up at this point. We already win. Okay. Quickly scan these rooms. Look for ones with a decent amount of rocks, because I do think you still end up making money off of it, if just a slight amount of money. We could also be using number 2 to be dealing that, to be dropping those bombs. Okay, here's Delirium. So you do this, and you get Satan instead. That's pretty much exactly what I was looking for. There was a chance it took us directly into the Delirium fight again. I'm thankful that it did not, because I was not ready for that, dude. We got Soy Milk tier rate with 10 damage. It's a very good run. I'm appreciative to be a part of it. This was a nice break from the craziness of work today, though I'll be jumping back into that craziness shortly. Okay, so we got this boss fight. It's gonna be Gish. He was scared, so I knew he was gonna jump in a weird direction. Not my favorite. Don't love that either. So if you can keep those glitches, can we keep the glitches into the beta test that's happening today? Okay, let's finish it up. Again, if we see a large pile of rocks, we went from 4125 to, I mean, we're literally like getting, it's actually not worth it, I now realize, because we're losing points for placing the bomb. It's one thing if we use a number 2 bomb to do it. That might end up being worth it. Anything else is not, though. Okay, so now you do this. You go in here. We use our quit strategy like a small baby. Yada yeet, exit game. What we got? 38th, baby. That's pretty good. That is a bad time. 32 minutes into the void is somehow a horrible time. That's crazy. It's a good run. Let's see how the friends did. We have me at 38 who died. Crotus with a 38-19, and that's on a 1 run. That's crazy. I guess that looks like no boss rush or hush though. Becco and Crotus down there in the 42s, and Maria's doing the daily right now. Very interesting. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Again, apologies for the late upload, but here it is. See you tomorrow.